How are you? I know you are fine. I am Sayma Akter, English teacher from High School. Today I am here to teach you a topic of class 8. My subject is English second paper. For you, my dear students, I have drawn a picture. So let's go follow my picture, students. There are three persons. One is Hassan, Sheila, Rakib. My students. So my students, let's go notice their conversation. Hassan says to Sheila, I like to travel. Hassan says to Sheila, I like to travel. And the same sentence Sheila says to Rakib in her style. Hassan said that he liked to travel. That Sheila said to Rakib that Hassan said that he liked to travel. My students, there are two types of sentences. Now my students, can you imagine what our topic's name is? Yes, my students, our topic's name is narration or speech. My students, you know there are two types of narration. One is direct speech and another is indirect speech. My students, what is direct speech and what is indirect speech? Do you know? Follow my students. What Hassan says is a direct speech. What Hassan says is a direct speech. My students, what Hassan says is a direct speech. That is, I like to travel. This is a direct speech. And what Hassan says that Sheila said to Rakib is an indirect speech. That is, Hassan said that he liked to travel. It's a indirect speech. Do you understand, students, what is direct speech and what is indirect speech? I know you have understood. Students, I know that everybody knows the 5 types of sentences. That is assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, optative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Students, we have to know the 5 types of sentences to know narration well. So first we will discuss the assertive sentence. My students, notice Notice my students, this is a direct speech and we have to transfer it to a indirect speech. My students, notice my students, there are some changes in these two sentences. Hassan, subject. At first we have to introduce the reported speech and reporting speech. My dear students, notice Hassan said to Sheila. Here said is a reporting verb and the speech which is situated in the inverted comma, that is reported verb, reporting speech, and the verb said is a reporting verb. My students, notice Hassan said to Sheila. Here said is changed. There is told. Instead of said, we will use told, and instead of inverted comma, we will use that. Instead of inverted comma, we will use that. And then instead of subject of reported speech, we will use he. That means Hassan. I means Hassan. So we have to use he instead of I. Then we have to change tense. Notice my students, there is a verb like. We have to transform the verb into past tense. Like, there is liked, and we have to know the major changes, that is told, that, subject, and tense. We have to notice these 4 changes to transform into indirect speech. My students, I am again saying there are 4 changes. One is said, that means reporting verb. It will be changed into told, and in the inverted comma, instead of inverted comma we have to use that, and instead of subject we have to change subject. That means this subject will catch the main subject, that is Hasan. So we will use he, and then the main verb like, it will be changed into past indefinite tense. Like is liked. So my students, we have to know some changes into from Okay, my students, there are some changes. From present indefinite tense we have to change into past indefinite, and from present continuous we have to change into past continuous. From present perfect tense we have to change into past perfect tense. From present perfect continuous tense we have to change into past perfect continuous tense. Okay, my students, there are some changes, and we have already discussed present indefinite tense. Now my students, we can write another sentence. Again, Hasan said to Sheila, notice my students, Hasan said to Sheila, I am writing a letter. Do you know what type of sentence it is? Sorry my students. This sentence is present continuous tense. What I have said, my students, from present continuous tense we have to change it into past continuous tense. Follow my students. Here the four changes that I already have discussed. The four changes we will make. Hassan said, that means instead of said we have to write told. And Sheila object, instead of inverted comma we will write that, and instead of the subject we will write this. I means Hassan, so we have to write he. As our subject is a male person, so we will write he, and if the person is female person we will write she, and instead of her am we will write was. Writing will be writing object, no change. Notice my students, from a direct speech we have changed into indirect speech. That is, Hassan told Sheila that he was writing a letter. Okay, my students, now we will discuss another person, another tense from person tense. Now my students, I will write here another sentence. My students, notice subject, our subject is Hassan. Hassan said, instead of said we will write told. Object Sheila, instead of inverted comma we write that. Subject change, subject, the subject means Hassan, that means he. Want, the past form of want is wanted. Notice my students, there are another person, your, and your, that means your means Sheila. I want to take your book, means your means Sheila, that means a female person, her, and it's a possessive form. Okay, my students. Our today's topic is finished, and we will meet you next day, and and to take another topic. So my students, thank you to watch my class, and I think you enjoyed the class very much, and so tata, thank you.